Welcome to The Third Chair, a show about real people, real stories, real life. And here are your hosts for The Third Chair, Peter Grigg and Doug Bazeski.
Hey, Doug, welcome back to the continued journeys of the episodes of The Third Chair.
Yeah, I saw the first one of these, and it looked great. But the guest was pretty quiet. It seemed like you and I had to do a lot of the talking.
Yeah, it was sort of a spiritual guest.
That's right.
They were here in spirit. Yeah, well, we are super excited to continue to show some of the clips and exciting scenes from many episodes over this first year. We had Kenny Arthier, and he is a barber.
Yeah,
I was about to say dentist, but then I thought to myself, no.
Beautiful head of hair.
Beautiful head of hair.
Which was important because
great, yeah.
They used his hair sometimes for barber wars, which we didn't even know about.
Didn't even know about it. And we visited and shot on location. We interviewed him there, and we showed his
barbershop,
yeah.
Which he owns part of.
And he was also a gentleman. He talks about his journey in drug recovery. And one of his contributions to help kids not get involved with drugs at all is that he was coaching youth football.
Yes.
And so, amazing story there.
Teamwork and get them off the street and something productive.
Exactly.
Welcome to The Third Chair. We have Kenny, and can you say your last name for me, Kenny?
My name's Kenny Arthier. Hello, Mr.
French.
Yes, French. Mr.
Oui, oui.
Peter, Mr. Doug, how you doing today?
So how much French do you speak?
Very little. Parlez-vous français? That's about it.
That's more than I can speak. If people understand. So we're here in your barber shop, nice looking place, and you've seen some of your people cut people's hair. It looks like they're very diligent and stuff. So
Yes, sir, they are.
very impressed.
I'm impressed with them, too. I am actually very impressed with them.
So how long have you been a barber?
Currently, I'm actually studying to go to school to be a barber. I've been managing the shop for about a year. My partner, Lucas, he's the owner of this, and he's the reason why I'm a barber. I started out as his haircutting model because we do barber battles together. And it got to a point to where this is my second home. This is my home away from home. So, I'm a retired military vet, and I've spent a lot of time trying to find where I fit in, if that makes any sense.
Yes, very much.
This barbershop is where I fit in. This is exactly where I fit in. Every time I felt lost, I come and get a haircut by that man or my other mentor, Panama. Get a haircut by him, and my whole world, whatever madness and craziness is going outside these doors, it just disappears. It goes away. This is my family. This is where, when I'm in trouble, I come here to get some answers to figure out how to get out of trouble.
Nice.
You can tell you're a hair model because look at the design you have on now, and it looks good too on you.
I was gonna say,
Couldn't do that on
I hope so. I was gonna say, as much money as I pay for this, I hope it looks good.
If you're in a haircut battle, it doesn't seem like it would take very long just to go snip.
And you would watch me go cry. My hair. No, I don't.
I mean, the last time I saw you, you had this giant afro.
My afro, yeah.
Yeah, it was incredible. It made me thinking of the 1970s and Shaft. And
I didn't have it pulled back. I just wore it straight like an afro. It was all over my eyes and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys caught while you guys walking in, that gentleman on that the window. That's me with short hair.
Yeah, we took a picture.
Yeah,
We'll see if we can't flash it on the episode.
That was the glory days of having short hair. Now I'm into long hair.
Yeah, I'm just into having any hair.
You want to know what? I think that, Mr. Peter, that's why I'm growing my hair as long as I am, because I'm 41 years old, and I'm kind of feeling at that age that, you want to know what? I'm not going to be able to just shave it all off and then it's going to grow back tomorrow. And I'm going to enjoy what I have for the time that I have it. So.
Well, I was just thinking when I was 20, when I was looking at a picture the other day, I had really long hair.
Mm-hmm.
And even when my daughters look like, wow, Dad, look at that, you're like a hippie. And it's like, man, 61 now and no hair. Yeah, at least I have more.
Some hair.
Yeah, I got some. Yeah,
we can fade you up. We can make it look good.
Yeah, we're gonna come in and do that. We're gonna come in and do that.
We gotta get Mr. Doug in here.
You have at least more hair than our producer, Doug.
Shots fired.
Yeah, producer's not a pretty sight.
And then we brought in via LA testing
That
our
was
new
a special
technology.
episode because that was the first time we used
We
Zoom.
had Zoom and during the filming we were talking to her looking this way, but her picture was up there, but we were never looking up there.
because we had put the screen over there, even though our producer magically put it behind us for the episode above this chair. She was a very interesting guest.
Yeah, she was a Russian Jew who escaped Russia because of persecution.
Right.
And this was like when the Cold War was going on,
Right.
when different religious minorities in Russia were, the KGB and whatnot were harassing them. And so she immigrated to the United States. I think it was Connecticut or Delaware or somewhere.
It was out east.
It was
I
out
remember-
east.
I remember
And
that.
she was just so excited to come to the United
And
States.
her whole family
That's what
was.
really impressed me. She just
Yes.
had nothing bad to say about the U.S. She just was so grateful for the opportunity to be here.
And she did take advantage because she had her own
Business.
hairdresser shop.
That's right. It's something that she always wanted to do and was successful, including working with celebrities eventually in Los Angeles.
And
then-
and she was on a TV program as a guest in one of those, what is that called? Reality shows.
Yeah.
As a guest
so,
on an episode.
And then she had a couple of really bad accidents, and where she felt like she was
Car
getting some
accidents.
spiritual messages about her life and what she was to do, and she had some really horrible chronic pain and issues that was hard for the doctors to treat.
And it was ironic, she's Jewish, and she said she almost died and Jesus talked to her.
Yeah, it was fascinating to hear her story, and she also had found a medical product that the company here, we make no claims to whether it's right or wrong or works or doesn't, but that worked really well for her, and we let her mention it because it might help some people. But that was a very, very fascinating talk with her. When we were filming, didn't she have like her little dog in the
Oh
background?
yeah, her dog in the background was like, yeah, we're filming her live.
Yeah, her live. There's not.
Ruff, ruff, ruff. Yeah, it was cute.
Irene, that sounds like your dog in the background. We're so glad to have
sorry. I could. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know what to do about her.
We'll go for now, and we may need to make an adjustment after this first segment. So
Let me.
I have watched you on YouTube, and several times you have had sort of like the quote or the encouragement of the day. And so I'm going to mention some of these, and you can tell me what you think or what you're thinking about them. Okay? So
Sure.
here's one. When you accept change into your life, beautiful things happen. Change is growth. Change is healing. Change is learning. What were you thinking about with that quote?
What I've been through and how much adjustment I had to go through in my life of change, right? I had to welcome change, and I had to stay positive in that change. Change is not easy, but we must change in order to grow, in order to prosper, in order to be a better person, in many different ways. So all of those things is very important to me. And I been moments in my life that change was very difficult, and I didn't think I would be able to create the change in my life. So to be able to get back to that mindset that anything and everything is possible, and accept change and grow through it, the difficult moment, right? We have to be able to see it and also figure out how to change it to more positive.
It's impossible for there not to be change.
Exactly.
The only thing they say, well, at least the rock group Rush said in one of their songs, is that, change is constant. The only thing that's constant in life is that there'll be change. And that never changes. Here's another one. I'm on a mission to change lives one at a time. So tell us about your mission.
Well, my mission is to change lives one person at a time, and it started when I decided to be a hairdresser. I wanted to change people's energy by doing their hair. How we look is how we feel. That's what's told to us, right? But actually it's from inside out. But I knew that if I could make a woman feel a little bit better by herself by blow drying her hair, giving her a haircut, or a man, I know I could change their energy. And for me, it was all about others, right? Hairdressing is a powerful tool that I use to help people change. Also, they come with a hot mess and they look gorgeous.
And then we had Vina Valdez on. I don't think we've had anyone that looked that small on screen.
Oh yeah.
She is wonderful. She easily could be a model. Very, very attractive woman. Did some time with radio. And, and it was like a hip hop station. I don't remember what it was, 99.
I remember they changed their structure there now.
But she was heavily involved as a DJ and
oh yeah, she's a DJ, and then she does some DJ work, I think, on the side now.
And she had done that, and her story was very intense because she told a lot about her sexual assault history as a child, and the number of different places where it occurred, and it was just such a good lesson for adults to be aware of
always, because
and it may be good people that should have been trusted. But there were some church people and a pastor. Remember the minister that was doing the baptisms was one of the people, and it was just.
But the position they were in, they should have had the trust, but they weren't trustworthy.
And so, and then she had some real hard issues with her kids and her daughter's kids, and there was an autistic child, or one was psychosis or something. Just really hard things, and she shared what she learned and how she coped. And so that was really fantastic. Fantastic guest.
Welcome to the third chair. We have as our guest Vina Valdez. Did I say that right?
You sure did.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I was practicing all week.
That's good. Just like put on, it's Vina, not Vino.
That's right.
Yeah. I got that wrong in pre-production. I thought, oh wow, she's related to a bottle of wine or something.
That is right. Vino is wine.
Vino is wine.
Does Vina stand for anything?
It's short for Albina. But a lot of people mix that up. I've been called Elvira. I've been called so many different types of names, So
You have some similarities to Elvira.
so
I mean,
I
she is very famous.
yeah, that's a good thing.
As a matter of fact, the producer and I's first literary agent, or only literary agent, actually signed Elvira here in Colorado Springs.
Oh wow!
Yeah, she grew up here in Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
Are
so-
you kidding me? All this time I've lived here. I'm a Colorado resident, and I didn't know that.
Well, I don't feel bad. We didn't know it either.
You're never too old to learn or to
No.
find stuff out, right?
For sure. For sure.
And so, I understand you were a DJ, so you're pretty famous yourself.
Not
Some-
quite as famous, but really what I wanted to do was just get out there and share music because I've had quite of a traumatic life, and it just took a lot to come in here and tell you all about it, but just the music was just something that just really, really touched my soul, and I was able to overcome a lot just with having music around me. And when I was growing up, of course, my father played every single instrument he was a band director and a music instructor and did piano lessons, for people in our church and that kind of thing. So to me, music was always just a part of life that was there that I guess I took for granted. It was a lot of gospel music, a lot of hymns, a lot of what we call corridos, which means, like hymns in Spanish, that kind of thing. But, I just loved music. And then as I started to get older, I just started to, listen to the radio and hear other type of genres and that kind of thing. When mom and dad was gone, we weren't supposed to be listening to no rock and roll or any, hip hop or
None of that Kiss.
none of that. But they would go and, we had one of those huge Oak stereos. And so I would just blast that and jam it, have my sister look out the door. We heard the truck coming up and boy, we turned that off quick. But yeah, so I learned to
Daddy's
love
home,
music.
Daddy's home.
Yeah.
Turn off the Led Zeppelin. And then we brought on Kim Welton from the Welton Financial Group. Kim, I had met at Toastmasters here in town at one of the clubs, and we brought her on. She had just moved to Arizona, and she just had some fantastic stories of learning to be self-sufficient, start your own business, be successful. She was very much
articulate young lady.
Very,
And
very
at
articulate.
Toastmasters. I don't know how
Yeah.
she was before, but
yeah,
she did
very
a great job.
very
She-
talented. And she
very-
had spent like a number of years in some branch of military intelligence as well.
Yeah.
So much so that all she was allowed to say is that she may have been there. yeah.
Is it, yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, I worked for the military for years, and I was like, yeah, she got into some things a lot more than I did. So
yeah,
I don't
boy.
know what it was, but then she would have to shoot us, or somebody would have to shoot us if she told us anymore.
So she had some good stories too. I don't know if you remember, but she had some, what her morning routine was, like yoga and things like that. And
She was one that got up early.
yeah, she liked the 5 a.m. club and liked to listen to AC/DC in the gym. And tonight with our special guest, Kim Welton, being beamed in from Arizona. Kim, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Well, we are so excited to have you. Of course, I know you from Colorado Springs. We were in the same Toastmasters club, and you were the president after I was the president. You did a fantastic job during COVID shutdown, which was an incredibly hard time. But boy, you sure showed your ability to adapt, improvise, and overcome, as Clint Eastwood would say in Heartbreak Ridge. So, got a couple questions for you. I'm here with co-host Doug. Our first one. I looked on your Instagram. Official Ladypreneur 100. Okay, that is a really interesting title for social media. What's the story of that?
The Ladypreneur 100 Club, I actually had a radio show a few years ago on Success Radio, and it was for another organization. It was 3 ladies, it was me and 2 other ladies, and it was a show called Empowering Eve. And it was really, we were interviewing a bunch of women, a bunch of entrepreneurs, people from all walks of life. And I was I was interviewing one of the ladies, and she was talking about all of these things that she had been doing. And I said, well, you're a regular ladypreneur. And it just dawned on me, that's a cool name. That's something that I could probably run with. And so when we dissolved Empowering Eve, my producer said, I'd really like to have a show with you on there. And I thought, I have the perfect name. So Ladypreneur, as I found, some other people use that name. It's not trademarked, but I thought I could use that name and call it 100 because it's where we keep it real. I could be very real with people on this radio show and get them to open up. And so that's where that Ladypreneur 100 comes. It's basically women entrepreneurs who build each other up, support one another, and keep it real.
Did you, with that show, did you have like people from all parts of the entrepreneur journey, from people just sort of interested, wondering what is entrepreneurship through more established businesses?
Absolutely. I had a lot of women who were trying to get more coaching when it comes to entrepreneurship. It's not taught in school. It's more of being an entrepreneur, I think, is more of a calling. I think that there are a lot of people who are really good at something and think, well, I can go start my business doing that thing. And it's not really the way it's supposed to work. An entrepreneur isn't just a business person. They're a person who should be solving a problem, helping a certain client base, serving a certain purpose. And so women would come in and say, I've had all of these ideas, but it's just not panning out. What are some things that have helped you out? So we could take this time on the radio show and talk about certain things that have worked, things that haven't. I had my husband on the show at one point. He was talking about getting your money right, doing things, for your own personal finances. And I really had the opportunity to interview some great people local to the area who had proven success as well. So it was a great show. It was a lot of fun.
Coffee of the Kentucky-Arizona Walnut Association?
It's kava.
The national coffee of Kawasaki, Japan?
It's kava.
Hiya!
Is it the secret elixir of the surfers in Hawaii?
Or is it the secret island recipe of Kona, Koala, Kauai, or Cola? It's kava. Kava is Polish for coffee. Here at Kava Coffee, we focus on serving a delicious, high-quality cup of coffee in a space where love, coffee, and people mix into the perfect blend.
We value our relationships with our customers and our roasters. Buy locally whenever possible and truly have the homemade touch. Our pastries, syrups, and even our almond milk are made in-house.
So come on in, relax, get some work done. Enjoy the Kava community, some encouraging words from the Kava Coffee Gang.
Kava Coffee.
Be awake.
We were talking about the New York author, Chris Pasquarelli.
Yes, and amazing. A New York cop, and he wrote a fantasy series like for young teens. And I read the books; they're pretty good. And he sells. I mean, he's not like a bestseller, but I mean, he sells fairly steadily on Amazon.
That's impressive. And he talked about his career in law enforcement, which was fascinating. Then he did this arrest at the top of stairs and grabbed the person and tumbled down and broke his back.
Yeah,
and that sort of ended it. Yeah,
and that's why he started writing. He's written 6 books. And,
You know, one of the things that impressed me about you read the books, I have not yet, but what impressed me about him was he had this concept that one of the big problems in America is what he called the empty chair at the table.
Oh yeah.
You know, just the fact that we're too busy running around rather than sitting to have a meal as a family or
talk and discuss things.
Yeah. And so I really enjoyed his stories and some of the kinds of police work he did.
Welcome to the third chair, and we have Chris Pasquarelli.
Pasquarella.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chris. I blew it under pressure.
All good.
And he has written 6 books, and we're here to talk about a 3-book series as well of his life that he's written, and it's called the Destiny series. And Chris, can you tell us how and why you came up with this series?
My daughters were big fans of Harry Potter, as am I. And then after the Harry Potter series ended, everything kind of switched to vampires for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and my older daughter, Tony Ann, had mentioned, Dad, we need another wizard series. So we kind of talked back and forth, and I kicked around ideas, and I wanted to have siblings because I have 2 daughters, but I also wanted to appeal to a broader audience. So I wanted a boy and a girl. I wanted to keep the family intact because I find that a lot of young adult, middle grade books and stories, especially Disney, tend to kill off mom and dad when they get the ball rolling. I don't like that. So I want to keep the family intact.
It's always orphans.
Get the world from there.
That's one of the reasons I like Mary Poppins. They have a mom and dad.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, and the Sound of Music.
Well,
they had a mom, but they get a mom.
They get a new mom.
They get a new mom, yeah.
The dad's always... But you know, both is the same story. The dad is there physically, but he's not there mentally.
Mm-hmm, yes.
And
and of course, Julie Andrews is in both those movies.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. And then, why did you go with a series instead of a long novel?
I always thought it would be a series because I thought it would take at least 3 books to write the story, to tell the full story that I wanted to tell. I mean, I went through, the process I went through was develop the characters, introduce them to who they actually are, so Destiny revealed. Then you have to have a conflict. That's the middle book. You know, maybe they don't like the destiny you got for them. Maybe they want to choose their own destiny.
which happens.
Oh yeah,
we do that, don't we?
the characters I write are like my children. They never do what I tell them to do.
You're not alone as a parent.
Oh no, that's pretty much universal across the board. They're like people that way.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
think
you
they're
almost
real
have.
people. But
Yeah, you almost need reverse psychology. I don't want you to go to
Yeah.
college. Dad, I'm going to college. I don't want you to go to law school. Dad, I'm going to law school.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah,
But then the
you-
third book, I had to resolve the conflict, so we go back to searching for the destiny, quest for destiny.
So, I gave you warning. So, speaking of books, which author have you read? Because you read a lot of self-help books. Have
Yeah.
you read that you think has helped you the most in your life?
Boy, that's a really tough question because there's different kinds of areas. So probably the book just for pure pleasure, Arthur Conan Doyle, Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, I love those books.
Those books,
I
yeah.
think that gave me my love of reading.
Yeah, same with me. That
I
so
talk
all
to
of
a
that.
lot of people that's where they got, especially males. That's where they got their love of reading because they read Sherlock Holmes and it's like, oh, there must be other stuff out there.
Yeah, and so the since I have a medical background as well, just the whole idea also of Dr. Watson being there and whatnot, just I really find fascinating. And so that was sort of, I'd say, prompting the love of reading, as you mentioned. And then there's been a bunch of different people that I've really enjoyed. There's one of the previous governors of Missouri, Eric Gretchens, wrote a book on resilience. He's an ex-Navy SEAL that was very, very good. It was basically a series of letters he wrote to another Navy SEAL that after he left the SEALs got into trouble with drugs and alcohol and was really floundering in life. And this was a series of letters that he wrote to help him get back on his feet, and that focused on the area of having resilience in life and learning from your mistakes and this kind of thing. That was very, very good. I've read a number of the 5 a.m. Club is probably the most recent one that I've read that's also very good.
So do you get up at 5 a.m.?
No, heck no. But the idea of the 5 a.m. Club is to use your first hour of the day as productively as possible. And the author, Robin Sharma, he's actually a Canadian lawyer that wrote a bestseller and then stopped practicing law.
He's got
all kinds of
my
money.
protection is to get out of bed.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my most productive hour of the day.
And so he divides the first hour of the day into 3 different areas, sort of a 20 minutes of exercise, 20 minutes of reading and learning, and 20 minutes of spiritual stuff, whatever your thing is. Reading spiritual literature or meditating or journaling or practicing gratitude or whatever. To do all those things the first
I do
hour
one
of the
of
day.
those things on a lot of days. I do read just recently, not most of my life, but I do read some spiritual.
Yeah, I'm
I
really
don't know
kind
if
of
it's
hit or
20
miss.
minutes.
A lot of it depends on.
It depends what I have going on that morning.
Right.
Too. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
If I have to get up to do something else,
Mhm.
maybe I can get to it later. But yeah.
Yeah, but the whole idea of that book though really works well for a lot of people. But there are some people though. I'm a night owl. I do my best work
Some
in writing
people are,
late.
yeah.
Yeah, and so I have to invert the book in terms of if I do those things towards the end of the day, I have good results. But,
Okay. You know, because I asked a question because you asked because I asked it of myself and.
What did you say?
This author, I told you. You said, "What did you do?" And I was like, "I was on my baseball site today." And but the author, Bill James, he's the one, we talked about the movie Moneyball, and he's the one that first wrote the books that eventually led to Moneyball. And I remember reading his books, and as entertainment, as baseball, but a lot of self-help books says, you got to think outside the box, but nobody really tells you how to think outside the box. But these books were him thinking outside the box, and he says, basically what he would say, it's not how to get the answer. First thing, the most important thing is you got to ask the right question before getting to the right answer.
Yes, I agree with that totally.
And he showed like how to ask the right question, methods for getting to the right answer, looking at it from different angles, because we talked to some of our guests, they're never happy like with their artwork or something. He's never happy with what he wrote. And he's always reanalyzing it and looking at it from different angles. And he says, if you look at it from a different angle, all of a sudden sometimes you might see the answer.
We'll get back to our guest in just a moment. But
do you have a story to tell?
Would you, yes you, like to be a guest on The Third Chair?
Send us an email and tell us about yourself and your story.
And please follow us on social media.
Now back to the episode.
That'd be good. We need to have a special with the pets on. But anyways, that's for a different day. And so after Dick, we had Ari Spearman on. She worked at Prime America, same place that Kim Welton worked. So she also had her own finance company. And she talked about that and also the challenges of being a single mom of a child that was
she went through.
Yeah, and the challenges of having, he had necrotizing enterocolitis, and her son needed surgery very young, and it was all very serious. He could have died.
Oh, very easily.
And so she shared that story. That was fascinating as well, and she, of course, had such a positive outlook on life.
Yeah.
Even
she was a fun guest.
She was a fun guest.
Time.
Sure. If you ever need to replace me as a co-host, I suggest someone like her.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to The Third Chair. I'm Peter, that's Doug, and we have Ari Spearman here with us. Thank you for braving the horrible traffic tonight. I had a hard time getting here to the studio as well. But thanks for being here.
Oh, it's such an honor.
Thank you so much. And as we mentioned on the intro, you are a successful businesswoman with Prime America, and a writer and an author, and you have many other great stories we're going to find out tonight. But if we could, let's talk a little bit about your days when you went off to college and that period of time and some of the challenges you had at that time in your life.
Absolutely. So, starting into college, it was a great experience. I graduated at the top of my class, number 7 in my class, and it was exciting. I got a volleyball scholarship to go to Barry University. At the time,
Barry is in
Miami Shores, Florida. And at the time, I was hiding a secret from my family. I had recently found out that I was pregnant. So I was afraid to let my mom down, building up to go to college. She was super excited, getting my high school diploma, something she never was able to accomplish. And so for me, it was exciting, but it was also bittersweet, right? So she sent me off to Miami Shores. It was super fun, getting a sports management degree with a partial volleyball scholarship, but ultimately having that secret, it was a battle. I wasn't really able to focus on my sports management degree.
I can't even imagine how hard that would have been.
Oh my goodness. So, but it was a lesson, right? So when I was finally able to come to my senses and say, you know what, I'm an adult. I'm 18 years old. I'm coming and finding myself. I need to tell my mom, right? So I let my mom know, and I sent her a text, which is probably not the right thing to do when you want to let your family know that you're expecting. Right? She's a little seasoned in the game, right? And I didn't get a response back. Not right away. Well, a full 24 hours, actually. So that was Sunday night that I sent her that message. And I had gotten, just a feeling that we get sometimes, like, you know what, I need to take care of this. So Monday morning, I got up like a normal day. And, it's a large campus, Bray University. And so I walked to my first class. And I get there, and they're taking attendance. And she's like, Ariel, you're not on my attendance list.
Wow.
And with my pregnant hormones, that I'm like, there's a mistake. There's got to be a mistake. I'm on that list. I don't have a break, So I'm staying in this class, right? I'm sitting here until it's over, and I'll handle it later. So I had 2 classes before I had an open period where I could walk over to human resources and figure out what the heck was really going on. Second class, I was not on the attendance list either. So I already knew kind of something was up, right? So I go to HR, and they tell me, you've been withdrawn. You were withdrawn this morning. And instantly I'm like, oh crap, okay, withdrawn. I know what that means, it's a big word, but we know what that means, right? And I instantly get a message on my phone, and it says, you better be on that flight. Now it's a Monday morning. I'm like, what? Okay.
I'm guessing that message was from...
Oh, Mom Dukes. Mom Dukes, you already know. Mom Dukes. It was definitely Mom. Oh, yes. One tough cookie. So, immediately I'm thinking, like, holy crap, like, I got to be on that flight. If I'm not on my flight... If Mom got to come down here and get me, it's going to be even worse, right? I got to be on that flight. So... I did what I had to do, and at the time, the laws for the airlines had changed. So your bags could only weigh 50 pounds, right? So I'm this broke college student trying to figure out how I'm going to get all my stuff to weigh 50 pounds, right? So I've got my little in-home scale that I've got my bag on, and I'm shoving stuff in and taking stuff out and putting stuff in and going through that battle with myself, knowing that I had to be on that flight by Friday, right?
Oh my goodness.
It was nerve-wracking, but I knew, like, I can't let my mom down again, right? So long story short, I make the flight. I was able to get my bag under the 50 pounds, left a lot of stuff back in Miami, but when I got back, my family, nobody was really talking to me.
You were getting
the
cold shoulder.
I got the cold shoulder.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Grigg, a life and recovery coach with Pikes Peak Recovery Coaching. I've had the pleasure and privilege of helping people for over 25 years. I want to hear your story, support and encourage you while we partner together to help you reach your goals. I can help you. I am certain I can help you. I can be your guide, role model, resource person, and help you get results. What's my coaching frameworks? I'm an eclectic coach drawing from a variety of disciplines and frameworks with evidence-based proven methods. What would you like to work on? Some popular areas are goal setting and attainment, building and maintaining motivation, finding purpose, personal development, recovery from drug and alcohol addiction problems, health and wellness, life planning, athletic and creative artists, performance enhancement, maybe something else. Just ask me. I would love to help you. You can find my services on Fiverr.com.
coffee of the Kentucky-Arizona Walnut Association?
It's kava.
The national coffee of Kawasaki, Japan?
It's kava.
Hiya!
Is it the secret elixir of the surfers in Hawaii?
Or is it the secret island recipe of Kona, Koala, Kauai, or Cola?
It's kava. Kava is Polish for coffee. And here at Kava Coffee, we focus on serving a delicious, high-quality cup of coffee in a space where love, coffee, and people mix into the perfect blend.
We value our relationships with our customers and our roasters. Buy locally whenever possible and truly have the homemade touch. Our pastries, syrups, and even our almond milk made in-house.
So come on in, relax, get some work done. Enjoy the Kava community. Some encouraging words from the Kava Coffee gang.
Kava Coffee.
Be awake.
Good night from 2 Men and a Duck Entertainment and the Third Chair. Please like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell icon so you can be informed when we post more totally awesome video.
This has been the Third Chair. Want to be a guest? Want to sponsor our show? Send us an email. Please subscribe to our channel and follow us on social media.